Hello students, in the previous video we learned exactly how the earth was made, and as we know that earth was earlier a ball of hot gases, but due to its rotation it started cooling from its outer surface towards its inner. That's why the outer surface of the earth is solid while its inner is liquid or semi-liquid. Similarly, student, the material that ejected during the volcanic eruptions as well as gravitational force, temperature, density, pressure, all these elements help the scientists to came to know about the interior of the earth. Thus, using various studies, scientists revealed about its structure, that is interior structure of the earth. And according to the scientists, the main layers of the interior of the earth are crust, mantle and core. Further, crust can be divided as continental crust and oceanic crust, mantle as upper mantle and lower mantle. Similarly, core can be classified as inner core and outer core. Now, talking about crust. Crust is the uppermost layer of the earth's surface. Okay, and its thickness vary from places to place. Its average thickness is 30 to 35 km, but below the continents its thickness is 16 to 45 km. Similarly, below the mountains its thickness is 40 km, while under ocean it is only 10 km. Let me tell you student, crust is the thinnest of all the layers. That means if you compare it with mantle and core, they are thicker, but crust is thinner. So we can say that the crust is thinnest layer of all. And further, this crust can be subdivided into continental crust and oceanic crust. So let us discuss about continental crust now. Continental crust is also known as CR because it consists of elements like silica, that is Si, its symbolic name, and aluminium, that is Al. So it's together called Cr. That means in continental crust, elements like silica and aluminium are predominantly found. That's why it is known as Cr. Talking about its thickness, so its thickness is, as I said, average thickness is 30 km. Its density is 2.65 to 2.90 gram per cubic centimeter, and we find granite rocks in predominant mostly in the continental crust. Talking about oceanic crust, it is known as Sima because elements like silica and magnesium are predominantly found in oceanic crust. Similarly, its thickness is 7 to 10 km and density is 2.9 gram per cubic centimeter. And basalt and gabbro rocks are mostly found in oceanic crust. So as I said, mantle can be studied as upper mantle and lower mantle. Mantle is the part of the earth's surface that lies between the crust and the core. Mantle is liquid in state. Talking about extension, so mantle begins at the depth of 45 km and extends up to 2870 km. One can find magma chambers in the mantle. Chambers is a place where the magma is stored, and during volcanic eruptions, magma get ejected through it. Mantle is also epicenters of the earthquake. That means all the earthquake do take place because of the energy released in the mantle. Now this energy that released in the mantle gives rise to the endogenetic movements. Endogenetic movements mean interior movements. Because of these interior movements, mountains are formed, volcanic eruptions take place, earthquakes take place, and due to this, mantle is also called as asthenosphere. Okay? Now talking about the density of mantle. So density of mantle, that is average density is 4.5 gram per cubic centimeter, and density of lower mantle is 5.7 gram per cubic centimeter. Talking about temperature of mantle. So temperature is around 2200 degrees Celsius, which rises up to 2500 400 kilometer to 2900 kilometer. Okay, so now talking about the core. So core is that layer of the earth that lies below the mantle and extends up to the center of the earth. Core further can be divided as outer core and inner core. Talking about outer core. So outer core extends from 2900 kilometer to 5100 kilometer. Outer core is in liquid or semi-liquid in state. Density of outer core is 9.8 gram per cubic centimeter and temperature is around 5000 degrees Celsius. The iron is the element that is predominantly found in outer core. Similarly, inner core extends from 5150 kilometer up to 6371 kilometer. Inner core is in solid state. The density of inner core is 13.3 gram per cubic centimeter. Temperature of inner core is equivalent to the surface temperature of the sun. That means sun's temperature and inner core temperature is equal. Talking about the elements found in inner core. So iron and nickel are the elements that are predominantly found in the inner core. Iron, Fe and nickel, Ni. So using these symbolicals, inner core is also termed as knife, N-I-F-E, knife. Now if you have noticed all of this information, student, if you have seen about the density and if you have seen about the temperature, if you have noticed these factors, then one thing it is clear that temperature and density goes on increasing with the increasing depth. That means the more you go down, the more you go beneath the earth's surface, temperature rises as well as density increases. The same thing that you have to remember about the elements. Elements like silica, aluminum, nickel, iron are found in the interior of the earth. So the elements with less density are found in the upper layer of the earth, while elements with the high density are found in the lower layer of the earth. Okay. On this note, student, I want to ask you, have you ever heard about magnetosphere? No? So let's see what this magnetosphere is. So you must have studied or you must have seen, noticed that there is a temperature, difference in temperature of outer core and that of inner core, right? And due to this difference in temperature, vertical currents are generated in the core. Vertical currents are generated in the core, and these vertical currents get the circular motion, that is eddy motion, because of Earth rotation. Further, in the presence of iron, we have learned that in the outer core, proportion of iron is more. So because of this iron, this circular motion converted into electric current. So thus electric current is generated. This electric current is called magnetic field. And do you know this magnetic field is also called sometimes geodynamo. This magnetic field is functional outside the earth also at some distance. Due to this magnetic field, we are protected from the solar winds, which can be very harmful for us. So thus this sphere which protect us from the solar winds is known as magnetosphere. Okay, I hope so that you would have understood the interior structure of the earth very well.